Unit 10, number cent. We're looking at percentages. We're on lesson 1. So if we're looking at this word, percent, right? Percent is actually 2 words. We have per and cent. Now, if we're thinking about what per means, let's have a look at these. So Rita can type 60 words per minute. So every minute she's typing 60 words. Good job, Rita. So Anna scores 3 goals per game. So every single game she is scoring 3 goals. And John makes $10 per hour. Okay, so it's telling us, it's basically comparing 2 units to each other, right? Sounds very similar to things that we've already done in the past when you talk about ratios, right? Now, cent. So we're comparing those 2 things, right? So it's 2 different units. All right. Now, if we are looking at the word cent, right? Cent, if we look at and we think about French, which I don't speak very well, so if I say this wrong, hey, cent is French for 100. So now when we think about this, per cent, okay, so that's going to mean for every 100. Okay, so the per game, so every game, so for every 100. Okay, it could also mean out of 100, out of every 100. It can mean all of those as well. But for example, a score of 84% on a test is going to mean, hey, you got 84 out of 100 marks. Good job. Okay, so now when I'm thinking about percentages, right? So I have this percent of 45%. And what this is actually, this is a part, okay, we just talked about these part to whole ratio, right? It's a part to whole ratio. So what I'm saying is I have 45 for every 100. Okay, so I have 75 girls for every person at the party, or I have 75% of the people that are there are girls, right? I can say that. Now, if I wanted to give another example, okay, so Jihuan got 83 marks for every 100 possible marks on a test. So what this could mean is they got 83 per every 100, or maybe the test was out of 200 and they got 166 out of 200, right? But the percentage would go back to the out of 100. So they got 83% out of 100 marks in total, okay? Now I can go backwards and I can write this percent, okay, out of 100, right? I could write it as a ratio of for every, 30% of people in the city are minorities, so 30 of 100 people are minorities. Okay, there's also other ways that we write these as well, and I can write percentages, they're out of 100, right? So we can use fractions, okay? And I can change this to a fraction by saying this is 28%, right? Just like I can change 9 out of 100 to be 9%. And just like I can take 6% and I can change this back to a fraction and say this is 6 out of 100. Okay, now if I also wanted to write this as a decimal, okay, this would be the 100th place, right? So this would be 0.6. So I can change in between decimals, fractions, percentage very easily, okay? Because they're all going to be made back out of 100 and compared to 100. And 19%, same thing. If I'm going to change this into a fraction and write it in fraction form, it would just be 19 over 100. And here we go, as a decimal. Okay, so these can be changed very easily between all of them. All right, so that's it for this video. I'm going to try to keep them a little shorter than usual.